On today's video, we'll be looking at the Garmin Tactix 7 Pro. This will be a continuation on the last two videos. Hopefully you saw those. If you didn't, please check them out. And then let's start this review. The thing that I like about this is when you have it on your wrist, it feels really good. It's not cold, it's not hot, it's just nice, comfortable feel. And I tighten it really tight, and I don't feel any issues with the strapping. It's very comfortable, it's soft once it's on your hand. Now, on the other hand, if we bring these into focus, this is the strapping that comes with this. So you're getting the nylon, which is here, which is very heavy duty nylon. Has like a little rigid plastic coating here as well. Very robust, meant to last a long time. And the thing is that comparing this rubberized strapping to this nylon strapping that comes with it, I prefer the nylon strapping when doing exercise, when doing physical work that you know you're going to sweat, but that is not dirty, right? So if you're doing something in construction, I would use this, right? Anything that's really dirty, switch to this, because when I had this for a week, I did some muddy activities, and I switched to this just because I felt that it would take so long to get it clean. Because my first day out, I didn't switch this, and it got dirty. The strapping got dirty, and it took a little bit of effort to clean it, to get it back to the way it looks now, which is the way I got it out of the box. And this strapping here, I swapped it out, and as you can see, it looks pristine. It looks like I never even used it, right? But this one was dirty, like real mud on it, and all I did was rinse it off, and it came back just like this. So I think that if you're doing very dirty work, right, then you want to use this strapping here, the rubberized strapping. But if you are doing a lot of exercise and sweating and you need to breathe, then you want your wrist to breathe, then use the nylon strapping, which is here. This nylon strapping is awesome for everyday use. This one here, I don't like it for everyday use, just because it makes you sweat, right? This one is just so breathable. It's awesome. So in my recommendation, I would just stick with this one. But in dirty situations, you know the situation you're going to be in, because you're buying a Tactix. Most people who are buying a Tactix, they have a mindset of, what do I have to do? They're focused, they're driven. So you're probably going to know what you're going to do before you're in that event or that situation. So you're going to probably swap out to this because it's a dirty environment and you don't want to, like, they gave you this, right? So you should use it. So in a dirty situation, just, press pull down on it, get it done. Pop this off, and then just use this. Save this at home, this strapping here, and then just use this strapping. And then when it's dirty, just rinse it off, wash it, and you're done, and let it dry. This one, on the other hand, it's nylon. It's gonna take a while. If you get gunk somewhere, you need to scrub it. This one is just a quick rinse and you're done. So to me, I feel going with this one is better. The only thing I would say is that this part here, I don't know if you're seeing it, but that clips in, like it actually catches into the hole, and nobody really talks about it, but it is a little bit difficult when you're coming from this strapping, the nylon one, to this one. You really have to get that notch into these holes. So that's a little side note, just in case you're wondering. The other thing that I like is that on this one, you can move these two straps anywhere along this strapping. On this side, you cannot. You can see this is it. This is as far as it goes. It's actually sewn in, double stitched, triple stitched, and this moves, but this does not. And at first, I was like, "Oh man, this is tough. Every time I'm looping it, it's so hard to get this one in at the same time." But if you just put this at the top and you push the nylon through, then once it's done, you just push this over it. And yeah, that saved me a lot of time once I learned that trick. So hopefully that will help anybody who's watching this video. You push this in first, and then you just push this down afterwards, and it will do the same thing. Instead of trying to fish that through both, like if you have it in the mid, you're fishing through both. Oh, it's very difficult. So the best thing to do is to fish it through the one, you push this back, and then once the strapping is there, you just push this over the strapping. There is a procedure for me to follow to get it, because I don't want to kind of wreck this. I don't want to keep bending it so hard, and then the plastic, I mean, well, I don't want to bend it so hard where I'm kind of warping it and disfiguring it. So I want to keep it as pristine as possible. But they gave me two straps. So when I'm in a dirty situation, I'm going to use this. And when I'm not in a dirty situation, I'm using this. If I'm sweating a lot, I'm using this. This can be rinsed really quickly and easily, set to dry outside. And then while it's drying in the sun, you can charge it. So this is the best benefit of both worlds. Wash it, and then just sit it out to dry. It gets its charge, which is awesome. And then this, on the other hand, I'm not a big fan of it, but I like it for the principle of a dirty work environment. So I'm pressing one button, I get into the clock, and I just want to do a time. Like, I don't want to do an activity. I just want to go to Stopwatch and do a time. So I press that, and I just want to start. So if I want to start a clock, just one lap, and I don't really want to go into an activity, maybe I'm just doing something, then there. The one thing is, yeah, if you get this for the first time and you're gonna, you see it speeding up, and then all of a sudden it just stops and it goes to this slow pace of each second, which is correct, but I wish the milliseconds were still there. I kind of like it. It looks like, I'm moving forward as fast as I can. This one it was an abrupt stop. I don't know if I can replay that again. So it's like this looks like something's happening, everything's good until it gets to that second. Yeah, then at 5, it just says, nah, we're going to go by seconds. I don't know who made that decision, but that's just me. I would love to see the milliseconds there. I don't know if you're hearing that, but that's the vibration that's coming through to the phone off the table. So every time you flick it, you can feel it. And I put the vibration, so you can go into settings and change how intense the vibration can be. I just like it at full so I can feel what's happening, so I don't have to look at it too much, right? You can kind of feel it, and then you can kind of count as it's going through, so that's pretty cool. And then I tap on it, and then I put the seconds of when I want it, and then I'm going to tap again, and then it says, hey, you want to confirm this? You tap again on the screen, and then you cannot start it without pressing this button here. You can't use the touch screen, see? So I can do that, but I lose everything. If I go back, I got the 42, 22, start, but I can't start it without clicking on this button here to start it. And then now the timer is started. So yeah, obviously I don't want the timer, so I'm going to stop it. And yeah, I can't stop it. But the one thing that you can do is if you hold down this button here on the side, it will bring you back to the clock. Downside with doing that is that when you're back here on this main screen and you're trying to hit the back button, you go nowhere. So I wish, it could keep the same activity, because I feel that's an activity. Every application should theoretically be a activity or a sub activity. So I can click this back button and I should get back to that timer. But the only way to get to that timer is you got to go back in. So you go there, you go to your clock. Then it says one active timer. You can keep adding timers, which is pretty cool. So same thing with alarm, does the same thing, add an alarm. You can add multiple alarms there. So that's pretty cool. And the time zones as well. I didn't add any time zones as yet because I am not traveling, but right now I'm not traveling, but shortly I will, and I will be adding time zones in there. So then if we go back, what we have here is we got the save location. We got find my phone, which works. Do not disturb, which does work. I tried that. So yeah, we can, and then we got the flashlight off, but as you can see, you're like, why isn't this changing? Now, this is the issue I kind of have, is that this touch screen option is so easily able to touch. And I know it's a touch screen, but I don't want to be able to turn it off here, right? This touch screen feature, I think, should be buried deeper inside. Now, deeper into one of the settings. Some people will say, no, I need it right there. But to me, you're buying even for the Phoenix line, and this tactical line, I think that it should be buried, that touch feature. Like, when are you going to turn that off, that you need it right in this setting? If you know you're going to turn it off, you're probably going to turn it off prior to doing whatever activity you're going to do. And you're not going to do it on the fly. You're going to preset everything and get everything ready, got your activity lined up and everything to turn off this feature. But right now it doesn't work. So then you're like, what's going on? And that's because the touch is off. So I have to go down and down to touch, and then touch it. And obviously touch don't work because you can't touch it to reactivate it, obviously. But you would think if you hovered over here, it should reactivate it just for you to touch this little spot. Anyways, that's just my thought. So when we click here, then it enables it, and now touch is back in operational. So that hand should always be green. If it's not green, then you accidentally turned it off. See, and I can turn it off without it being there, but I can't turn it back on. So now I have to go back, and that's what happened previously, and I have to turn it on. But that's the thing that I don't like, is that I'm spinning this around, and I'm thinking, okay, I have to get to one of these, but I can just touch it there and turn it off without even going. Like, I'm thinking you have to align here so that it shows, and then you're able to trigger it. But no, you can just trigger anything along this wheel at any time. You can just press anything, which I don't know, some people might find that great. I feel that there should be, if I have to do this to turn it on, then I should press this, I should be able to hit that same place wherever it is on the screen and turn it back on. Only that should be touch enabled. All of these can be touch enabled, but I think this should just be touch enabled, and the software can handle that, right? You can touch any of these icons and it shouldn't activate anything unless this is on. If this is not on, then why are you letting me activate any of these, right? You can just fake it and make the whole screen touch, except for that. When I click that, the software knows to initiate it, and that's it. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That should be, I press it. If you're able, like, yeah. So I don't want to keep going on to that point, but that is a feature that I would really need to be fixed, but I don't think enough people will care, and it won't pop on their radar. But that is something that is awfully annoying to me, because I keep touching it, and yeah, like I'm spinning it this way, right? And eventually my hand is gonna touch it, and then it's gonna turn it off, or it's gonna trigger something else. So anyways, so we got sleep mode. Sleep mode is unavailable. The reason why sleep mode is unavailable is because I'm not in sleep mode right now. Yeah, so you got to set up your sleep mode and set up your sleep pattern. And you just go into the settings and you say, this is the time you're going to kind of sleep, and this is the time you're going to wake up. And then it sets up your sleep pattern. So it's not that difficult. For night mode, night vision, basically we click that, we go into night vision. Now you can see there's a tint. You can see that tint there. There's other videos that you can probably watch on YouTube that show the night vision on the older models of these Garmin Tactix. So you can see the difference, but for me, I just like this feature. I feel like it is saving some battery if this is on, but I don't use it that much. In the last week that I had this, I will check it out and see what I can do, but I don't think that will be valuable because I don't have night vision goggles. But in the future, maybe I will get night vision goggles. Who knows? So at least that feature's there for me. So we got stealth mode. Stealth mode is great. You just turn it off, and I have used this since the week that I had it. You're going into a crowded area. I just do stealth mode. The watch is just a normal watch now. It's not connecting to anything. It's not trying to reach out and say connect to me. So it is just a normal basic watch when you're in stealth mode. In the basic sense, it's just like an analog watch. It's not doesn't have any receivers or sending out data. It's just a normal watch when you turn this on. So that's pretty cool. The only downside I would say to this is that it turns off your music, which if you see that, I don't know if it shows on the screen. Yeah, you can see it turned off my music. Now, I know it's stealth and you're stealthy and you're trying to not make noise, but I would say oh yes, my phone battery is low. Yes, I get that. So I would say that, stealth should still have a way for me to be able to play music. But that's just me. I understand why stealth mode is there, so you're not connecting to anything. So that makes perfect sense. The other option that you have is powering off. Obviously, that will turn off the watch. I have done that already to see what would happen. So you just turn it off, you turn it back on. It takes, I would say, 40 seconds to boot back up. So it could be a little bit longer. I tried it before I loaded all the music, so it could be longer now that I loaded 2 gigs worth of music. I haven't turned it off yet because I'm just checking how long this will last, before I have to charge it. So going out of this mode here and going back to the beginning. So the other option that we have is we have this. So this will kind of do the same function as you're just swiping. So as you can see, you're swiping up, swiping down. The great thing is that, yeah, see, I loaded my music. Notifications, I like this feature because basically you're getting everything that you need from here. So every time a notification pops, it comes up in here. It tells me my emails. It tells me, YouTube notifications. It tells me all the apps that you have loaded right now. It will notify you just like your phone does, which is great. And you can read them. You don't even have to go into the phone itself to dismiss them. So you can dismiss them right from this application here. Calendar, you got sleep, you got a whole bunch of stuff here, which I use a lot. Well, here are my final thoughts on the Garmin Tactix 7 watch. So basically for me, I really enjoyed the watch for the past week that I had it. The strapping is really great. The strapping that came with it is great. The touch screen is very responsive when it for the activities that is allowing it to be responsive. The actual data that you get that's presented to you in the app as well as on the device itself, the watch itself, is accurate. Lifting weights, which I do a lot of free weights, it counts correctly, but it is off by 1 or 2 of my free weights. And yeah, so as long as you're aware of that, it's not going to be 100% accurate on free weights, but at least it's keeping track. And also, if you're off by 2, just do 2 more. It's good for you. So the other thing is I like that it checks the weather for me. I like that it tells me, okay, this is the time, the sunrise, sunset, that kind of thing. I love this feature here, so that you can plan your day, plan your night, focus on the next day, see what you can do. The solar feature is awesome as well. So I have tried that, and I've actually put this on a rock. I set it down 5 minutes. I got 5% in 7 hours. So people might say, oh, that's crazy. But, if you don't use it, you can use it. It can sit on a rock. It can charge. And then you can look at it from time to time. You don't need to have it on your wrist. And the thing is that 3-hour threshold that Garmin gives, you have to remember that 3 hours of being in direct sun is not good for you, right? You should put like sunscreen on. You should drink a lot of water. So they're not planning on you just keeping this in direct sunlight for 7 to 8 to 12 hours, depending on where you are in the world. So you have to remember that this watch here, the test that I did, it gave me 6%, and then once I started using it for the first minute, then it went down to 5%. So, in my use case, I think this is really good compared to all the other watches on the market right now. just due to the fact that I got this solar feature. It has all the fitness features that I want. And it has future features that I may want to take part in. All those activities, I could be doing. So this is a really good watch for the price that I paid. Now, should have I waited a little bit? Maybe I could have waited for the holiday season and see if I could get one. But due to all of these delays in the world that we live in today in 2022, I was like, nope, I'm not going to wait. I don't know what the future may hold. So I said, I'm just going to pick one up and enjoy the watch. Just like all the Phoenix 7 people have bought their watches and enjoying it, I said, yeah, I'm a Garmin Tactix guy, and I'm going to buy the Tactix watch and enjoy it. And so I'm not going to feel bad because I know there's a lot of people out there that are like, hey, just get the Phoenix. The Phoenix will do the same thing. But to me, I like this look. I like the tactical look. I like the kill switch. I like the stealth. There's a whole bunch of features that I enjoy. I like the watch faces. So this is the watch face that I stuck with for now. And yeah, so that's a quick overview of all the stuff that I like. The things that I don't really like is that, sometimes this touchscreen doesn't work for every activity, which I think hopefully they'll fix. I know this is a brand new watch and it's only been around basically a week. So hopefully they will, send updates, fix this screen issue with the different applications within this watch. Some applications work fine with the touchscreen, but I don't think they tested it fully with every single activity and with every single application. So, once they work out those situations, I think then it will be a lot better for me, for my experience, because I enjoy using the touchscreens rather than using the buttons. So I'm just a touchscreen guy. I like my smartphone, so I'm used to a touchscreen. So I prefer the touchscreen, but I do like having the backup capability just in case for some reason the screen stops working. I have the buttons there as well. The only other, I say, issue that I think may come up is that when you are sleeping with this device, it doesn't really, I would say the sleeping app is not very accurate, because some people who move when they sleep or some people who don't move at all when they sleep, it is going to give false readings. So I used it and I put it on somebody else to sleep with, and they slept with it. I slept with it. I just wanted to see if it was going to give me the same readings. And sure enough, it gave totally different readings. I slept with it and it was telling me, hey, you're up at this time and you're not. So I don't know. I wasn't up, I was sleeping, so I don't know if it's not calibrated properly to people that sleep still or move a little bit while they sleep. So yeah, maybe I will keep using it. It's only a week. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a lot better. But for me, the sleep app is just okay. It could be better, but it's just okay. And yeah, other than that, it's really cold where I am, so I can't swim with this right now, or I would probably die in 4 minutes. So I can't really swim with this at the moment. When it gets into the deep summer months, then yes, I can go out swimming with this. I can try different activities, but right now we are going to get snow in 24 hours from now, which we have never had snow ever, ever at this time of year. So I don't know what that means, but I have a watch that doesn't rely heavily on getting power from the grid, which is awesome. And yeah, I'm gonna keep using it. I'm gonna keep finding out any other weird anomalies or anything that I find, and I will let you guys know. Well, I have some comments from the last video, and some questions as well. And thank you for leaving your comments, your questions in the last video. Please do leave more comments and questions in this video. And yeah, so let's look at the first question is, what is your main use for this device? And basically the main use for this device is basically it's a fitness watch. So I want it for my fitness training, as well as I like the maps that is on this as well. So it's like everywhere that you can possibly go. They have little trails. They have a waypoints. They got the fact that you can do points of interest. You can actually tell it you need a gas station. It's going to find you the closest gas station, going to find you the closest restaurant, going to find you the closest place or shelter that has probably washrooms for you. So this is an awesome navigational tool, as well as the fact that I like it that it has the tactical features. That's what I was looking for. So in the future, I can use this as a tactical watch. Right now, at this point, due to the fact that it's really cold outside, I am not using this to the fullest ability. But that being said, the other question is, why do you choose this over the Fenix 7? And basically, that kind of segues into the next question, which is, the reason I chose this and the reason why I chose this over the Fenix 7 is basically because this watch has every single feature that the Fenix 7 has and more. And I just want to watch that I don't have to worry about for the next few years. And this watch, and basically all of the tactical watches that I have seen in the past and read about and saw all those videos about, they are still ticking to this day. They still look great the same way they got it out of the box. The tactical watches look amazing. But not so great is the Fenix watches. When you see those reviews, you see like a 7-year-old Fenix 7 watch. I mean, a Fenix watch, and you're like, whoa, or even a 3-year-old Fenix watch. You're like, ooh, what happened? But a tactical watch, I have not seen yet a tactical watch destroyed, like looks awful, where you wouldn't want to buy it again, or they couldn't resell it. So yeah, most of the tactical watches that I have seen online has been in fantastic condition because they actually need it. The people who are buying this, 90% of the people that are buying this, they are using it to the fullest extent. And that goes for me. I'm using it to the fullest extent. The people that buy a Fenix watch, it's going to be basically, I would say 50% of the people that buy a Fenix watch, that Fenix line, they're using it just barely. They're only using maybe 20% of the watch capability on a Fenix 7. At the very beginning, at the first 2 weeks, they're probably using all the features. And the Fenix is not a mil-spec watch. And that is the main reason that if you're into trying to get the highest spec watch and making sure that your watch is going to survive through anything, then I would recommend going with a mil-spec watch, which this is a mil-spec watch. So hopefully this helps you guys on this review of my Garmin Pro Tactix 7 watch. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. Please like, subscribe, and I will try to put out another video on some of the findings that I have on this watch. If you want to see other videos, just let me know down below. And have a great day, and we'll see you again. Thanks. Peace.